is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Miami Beach, Florida, the team of Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, the Outrunners.
The Thursday Night Delights, the youngest men in the world by City on Legs, Steve. I'm talking about the Outrunners.
The greatest tag team of the last 6,000 years.
The Lambo duo. Steve, I hear their doors go up sideways.
The reason the dinosaurs are extinct.
Jesse Godderz.
And their opponents, introducing first from Hollywood, California, Mr. Spectacular, Jesse Godderz.
Ryan, you could never pull a hat like that off. Not in a million years.
All I gotta do is go to the gift shop.
And his partner from Jonesboro, Arkansas, he is the Arkansas Roughneck, Shotgun, Tony Gunn.
From what I gather, it looks like they might have had a bit of miscommunication about the hats there.
Shotgun Tony Gunn. I want to say he looks unamused, but I don't think that's a strong enough term. Annoyed a little bit by Jesse Godderz and his braggadociousness, his dripping ego persona. And yeah, I think there was an issue with the cowboy hats. I mean, when you saw when Jesse first came out here, put that cowboy hat on top of the stand, taking Tony Gunn's place.
Now, Shotgun Tony Gunn, Mr. Spectacular, former OVW Tag Team Champions.
Both been former tag team champions together, Steve. I mean, Spectacular and Tony Gunn were a formative unit last year, especially with Shannon the Dude in their corner. Former tag team champions, and you heard Jesse backstage. He's got 44 days looking to gain some gold in that time, but Tony Gunn doesn't seem as on board, Steve.
Now, I understand Tony wants any championship, tag team championship, world championship. Understandably so. Why would you fight in OVW if you weren't looking for gold? But I don't know if Jesse is the partner that he would necessarily want, but it might be the partner that he needs.
Now, Steve, Tony Gunn, I gotta think he sees Mr. Spectacular possibly as a means to an end, you know, a championship paycheck. I mean, you gotta think maybe if Tony Gunn's wanting to be the new Clint Eastwood, maybe the new John Wayne, gonna try to make some Hollywood connections. All we know is Spectacular and Tony Gunn, for the moment at least.
Hold on.
I don't see on the same page, but on the same team.
Yeah, speaking of not on the same page there, Tony Gunn looking to start the action. Mr. Spectacular insists on starting the match here against one of the youngest men alive.
It was a blind tag that actually seemed to breed some issues between these two backstage. Earlier we saw Tony say, I had it won, you tagged yourself in. I mean, Spectacular right back to it at the beginning of this matchup, right back to those tricks that annoyed Tony Gunn in the first place. Outrunners versus Tony Gunn and Spectacular. This is an incredible main event in any arena, in any state, any given night of the week.
You're absolutely right. You've got CBS's Big Brother and Summer Santa. You've got Shotgun Tony Gunn. And then you've got the very men who trained Carl Gotch in the ring. Unbelievable.
Having a good authority. 21 Jump Street is a autobiography about how these two met. And what a double arm drag there from Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. Turbo Floyd just dripping with energy and charisma. And oh, Tony Gunn tagged in now. Spectacular thinks he's had enough of the youngest men alive.
Shotgun Tony Gunn, who has had his feuds in the past with Turbo Floyd.
I mean, Steve, Tony Gunn and Turbo Floyd almost tore that house down the night they tore the ropes down and had a no ropes match here. For Turbo Floyd, we say, found himself in the Outrunners. Tony Gunn, a former two-time OVW heavyweight champion, and they're looking to rocket up the tag team ranks. Almost no better team in OVW to do that with than toppling the Outrunners, Steve.
Outrunners, one of the most decorated and traveled tag teams. Like I said, they have been around the world for 6,000 years. They trained Abraham Lincoln.
Now, Steve, let's talk about the tag team division really quick. You heard Reverend Ronnie Roberts and Garrison Creed earlier challenge Dysfunction to a lights-out match at Derby City Destruction on April 30th.
I'm sorry.
And Steve, what a night that's going to be. I mean, that's a non-sanctioned matchup. They can't officially call that a match. It is a fight between Dysfunction.
We have yet to hear whether or not Dysfunction has agreed to take the match. You have to assume so, because they're willing to fight as much as anybody, and they're going to need to want to fight if they're ever going to stand up against these two tag teams.
Steve, Dysfunction are mercenaries. There's a payday in their violence. They're going to be here, I'm sure. But you're up against Reverend Ronnie Roberts and Garrison Creed.
Who is a mercenary? That's 3 mercenaries and a Reverend. It's like 3 men and a baby, but a little different.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But the whole locker room is mad at Dysfunction right now, Steve. They have targets on their backs. You got to think they're stepping into a hyena's nest. I don't think hyenas make nests, but you understand what I'm saying. Hold on. Turbo Floyd catching Tony Gunn, but Gunn up and over.
I pictured a nest full of hyenas. It's kind of cute.
Oh, wow. Tony Gunn kicking Turbo Floyd back to the 80s.
Turbo Floyd looks like he got hit with a shotgun.
And that's that aggression from Tony Gunn, that attack that comes from out of anywhere. Tony knows how to take it to you, and he knows how to get in your head while he's doing it. Here we go, Turbo. Truth Magnum in there now. Oh, God, what a reverse Irish whip. Tony Gunn. See, I got to think part of this, Tony Gunn sending a message, if only to everyone else, to let him know he's just as good as his partner, Mr. Spectacular, former national heavyweight champion. Gunn wants to show he's the workhorse of this team.
Gunn doesn't need to show it. Gunn is proof. His career is proof. Now, I'll say, Jesse Godderz, Mr. Spectacular, is one of the greatest professional wrestlers that I've ever had the witness of seeing in the ring. But Tony Gunn, we know for a fact, is right up there with him, and Jesse knows it just as well.
Steve, you might be right, but let's look at Jesse Godderz' motivations for a second here. I mean, hold on. Godderz, oh my God. Gorilla press slam. I'm sorry, gorilla pec slam. Tossing Truth Magnum back into this matchup and into the weighty lariat of Tony Gunn.
And then right back out he goes.
Now, Steve, Tony Gunn and Spectacular working well together right now, but again, you got to think Spectacular means to an end. Championship-driven, gold-obsessed, just wants to get something around his waist.
Gold looks good on him. I can't blame him in the slightest. Looks good on me, too.
So you got to think, with that in mind, can Tony Gunn trust Jesse Godderz? Oh, God, taking out the trash is Tony Gunn with that release suplex.
Were you calling Truth Magnum trash?
No,
is that what you were doing there?
That's what Tony Gunn calls
He heard
maneuver.
you.
Hold on.
He heard you. He's looking at you.
Jesse Godderz again with that blind tag. And see, like I said, they're on the same team, maybe not on the same page. Spectacular, obviously using Tony Gunn. Tony Gunn, aware of it, but kind of using Mr. Spectacular.
While they were arguing, Truth Magnum had a chance. Made the tag.
Folks, this tag team match rolls on. Stick around the main event. Happy to cover up the waist with some tag team goals.
He's
Steve.
knocking Turbo Floyd all the way back to the year 220 AD.
Again, there you see Tony Gunn and Mr. Spectacular interacting, Steve. I know I've said it a million times, but on the same team, not on the same page. And again, Tony Gunn has to be aware, just as we are, that Spectacular can't necessarily be trusted most times. I mean, using Tony Gunn to get back in the tag team picture based on their previous success.
Right now, they're kind of like an oil and water situation, but with a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of oregano, we'll have a delicious oil and vinegar situation, and then it'll go on a salad. I'm hungry.
Okay, you need to eat, but hold on. Truth Magnum got tagged in. I don't think Spectacular saw it. Go for that California crab.
There it is. Look at that. Wow.
Kicked right in the mush. Spectacular. Oh, and straight to the face again. Truth Floyd focusing on that head and face of Jesse Godderz, trying to disorient
Which is
the former
least
national heavyweight champion.
favorite part of Jesse Godderz to be hit. Do not touch his face. Ooh, his beautiful teeth and eyes.
Godderz, desperation chin breaker, making some distance, and again, tagging in Tony Gunn, letting him do the heavy lifting, looks like. And Gunn, happy to oblige with 3 clotheslines.
The last one turned him inside out. Desperation Chinbreaker is my band's name.
Now, Steve, just as Mr. Spectacular might be using Tony Gunn to get back in title contention, using him as a path to championship gold, Gunn is smart enough to know that's an opportunity for him as well. I mean,
well, hell yeah! Who wouldn't want to be in the ring with Mr. Spectacular? I would.
A former national heavyweight champion wants to chase gold with you. That's a great opportunity, but he's going to have to keep eyes in the back of his head, because can Spectacular be trusted is the question everyone, including Tony Gunn, has to be asking.
Of course he can be trusted.
Oh! Knee to the face since Truth Magnum reeling, rolling backwards.
Tony Gunn in firm control with the world's youngest men here.
Oh! Turbo Floyd getting that knee up into the back of Tony Gunn. Oh! Spectacular trying to get in, but just distracts the referee. Looks like allowing a double team here by Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum.
Brilliant tag team wrestling by the Outrunners.
Turbo Floyd not the legal man. The referee didn't see it, Steve.
Tony Gunn is in a precarious position, to say the least. And it's getting more precarious.
Come on! Referee distracted again by Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum, capitalizing, choking Tony Gunn on that middle rope.
This is unjust, ref. Supposed to be the senior ref. Get in there.
Jesse Godderz trying to help Tony Gunn, but doing him no favors, causing a distraction. Oh, God! Outrunners making Tony Gunn out of breath after that huge chop.
You saw his...
Oh, God!
Saw his chest ripple.
Seeing his chest about to cave in, but, Steve, this almost could play against Turbo Floyd, Truth Magnum. I mean, Tony Gunn is, as of late, has been... Hold on. Truth Magnum, hold on, Truth Magnum to get an elbow for his troubles. And here we go, Tony Gunn trying to fight his way out of the corner. There's that Arkansas temper, Steve, flaring up, using everyone else's strikes and momentum, taking it in, absorbing it himself, and then releasing it.
Tony Gunn has championship mentality at all times and knows to get out of situations that most people wouldn't even fathom how to get out of. And here he is, almost making the tag.
Tony Gunn fighting tooth and nail, showing extreme grit, trying to get out of that corner, but Turbo Floyd, Truth Magnum working overtime, working double team, trying to keep Tony Gunn down. Because they know all it takes is a second, Steve. Tony Gunn constantly seated on a powder keg, ready for that explosive offense to come out and put you away at a moment's notice. And here you go, you see Gunn trying to fight out. Oh, God!
Gunn needs to get to his corner and make a tag. Mr. Spectacular is fresh, but the Outrunners are doing everything in their power to make sure that that does not happen.
Tony Gunn in trouble now, being isolated by the Outrunners. Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. Ooh! Stomping away at the fingers, Steve. It's not going to get you a 3 count, but it's gonna inhibit your offense, and it's going to play mind games with you.
You can't clench a fist if you've got broken fingers.
Turbo Floyd needs to stay on the attack, but let's keep Tony Gunn down. But Tony Gunn chopping Turbo Floyd down on his own.
Tony Gunn with such strength that he was able to bring Turbo Floyd down to his knees with a single chop.
Look at Turbo Floyd, that look of determination at his old rival, Tony Gunn. See Randall Floyd slowing down the pace here, wanting to savor this a little bit.
Putting some stank on it there.
And Steven, you can
Extra
see Jesse
moist.
Godderz grinding more and more, his teeth grinding more and more, and watching Tony Gunn getting beaten down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see him grinding over there, but yeah, the teeth grinding, I can understand. He's got to be frustrated. He's got to be frustrated, but again, they're not
pacing, Steve. He's probably worried. He sees his path to the championship golds going away with each blow landed on Tony Gunn by Turbo Floyd.
Here he goes.
Hold on. Look at Tony Gunn, that face, that hulking up, as it were, taking some blows, but we've seen it before, Steve. It's like Bishop from the X-Men. He takes all those blows and then uses all that power against his opponents.
Using the pain as motivation. Randall Floyd, the only thing that he can think to do is to start punching. Tony Gunn says, by God, I'll match you blow for blow.
Well, what do you do if you hit a guy, he just gets stronger? What do you do? And that's how Tony Gunn is a former television champion, tag team champion, heavyweight champion, because he doesn't know the word quit. Tony Gunn tossing Truth Magnum to the outside, now desperately needs to get to Jesse Godderz here.
Both Outrunners incapacitated. Will he be able to do it? No!
Inches away, but Spectacular pulled down by Truth Magnum. And do you see that Patrick Bateman, American Psycho-like look that went across Jesse Godderz's face, knowing he'd been pulled out of that tag team range? Truth Magnum getting on the bad side of Spectacular there. And oh, hold on.
Tony Gunn with the reversal.
Oh! Gunn with the slop drop. Doesn't go for the pin, though. Gunn just has to roll his shoulder over, get the pin to the fresh man, and get spectacular in this matchup.
An homage to his Arkansas cousins, the Godwins, drops Turbo Floyd.
Godderz calling
Tony
for the tag, but
needs to make the tag. What is
Gunn
he
wants
doing?
to do this himself. Gunn wants to put this away. Hold on. What? Spectacular with the blind tag. Gunn was looking to put away, but Godderz just blind tagged himself in. And, hold on. Gunn with returning the favor. See, I told you, same team, different page, but hold on. Truth Magnum out of nowhere. Takes Spectacular out of the matchup. Tony Gunn, the legal man in there. Truth Magnum, Turbo Floyd working over Tony Gunn in the corner, isolated in there by himself. Oh, Godderz pulled out the thief from under Magnum. Floyd straight into Magnum. The Outrunners getting outran right now, Steve.
It seems to be pure happenstance that Tony
Gunn
and Mr. Spectacular even standing right now.
Spectacular and Gunn exchanging some words here. Again, Gunn looks confused. Truth Magnum held on, but Turbo Floyd holding on to Peck. What? Cross body there from Turbo Floyd. What? Are you kidding me? What? The Outrunners.
Here are your winners, the Outrunners.
The Outrunners taking advantage of the confusion, picking up the win over Gunn and Godderz here in the main event. I don't believe it.
You have to consider it an upset. The Outrunners picked up a huge win